Well, this one's about to be a juicy one. I call this the manure series. It's actually called the shit series. Hey guys, what's going on? I got a video about a procedure that I wrote one of these days when I was like, dude, I think I want to talk about inversion, which we'll talk about on another video. You can look that up. But I wanted to talk about how do we destroy good culture. Everyone's like, how do we build good culture? And I'm like, dude, no, it's actually a lot easier if you just say, how do we break it? And then you don't do those things. Isn't that crazy? Let's try it out. See if you like it. So I got 10 things that if you do these things, you're guaranteed to poop on your culture. So here's right out of the gate, complaining. If you want to destroy good culture, man, you should have a culture that encourages complaining. You should go in there and just complain. It's your second job, or rather your first job. Never fix things. Just be like, oh, it's so hard, right? You just want to complain. Just talk about how bad it is. Oh my God, it sucks. That thing sucks. The weather sucks. The market sucks. These customers suck. Man, that car, such a piece of crap. Oh, it sucks. Just do that. And you're going to have a very strong foundation to destroy the culture. Number 2, do not have a common goal. In fact, incentivize people not to work together. Never talk about a common goal. Just talk about what you want, right? And don't try to rally the team behind one thing. Just be like, you go do that, and don't tell people why. Just make people run in different directions, and you're going to have a very strong foundation to set up conflict. Number 3, avoid confrontation. So when something bothers you, don't talk about it. Just keep it to yourself. And let it bother you. Sit on it for a while. Like don't, oh, it's not a big deal. No, man, I can't believe he said that. And you hold that in and get angry. And when your car makes you angry, throw stuff, right? Because it's gonna make it escalate, right? It's gonna be like, everyone should feel like, hey man, what's wrong with that guy? You should have that vibe, right? When you walk in, everyone should be like really uncomfortable. And don't tell people why. So when someone's like, hey man, what's wrong? Be like, nothing. What do you mean something's wrong, right? I don't have an attitude. Do that. It's going to work great for destroying the culture. Number 4, I like this a lot because nobody does this anyway. Never train. Make sure you never do meetings because they're a waste of time. We already know everything. What the hell do you want to know about? What are you going to teach me? I got it all figured out, right? Books are not for guys like us. Books are for losers, for nerds. When you do meetings, just if they ever do a meeting, just pretend it's not important. Make fun of it. Make snarky remarks like, oh, this guy thinks he's so cool, he's making a meeting. The culture of meetings should be just fall apart, because when you destroy the culture of meetings and sitting down and discussing things, as soon as you break that, immediately your culture, there's nothing holding it together. So make sure you do that. Talk crap about meetings, and meetings are for losers. Number 5, don't be transparent. In fact, don't share numbers. Don't tell people how you do stuff, how you figured out a hard job. If you know how to program, make sure you tell nobody. Don't do that, because that's job security. Hide things, hold secrets together, keep it all under the wraps. If you fix a car, don't tell people. If you have numbers, don't share them. The owners, you should never show, and don't even give people access to TechMetric. You and the service writers, why do techs even need access to TechMetric? I don't even understand why you do that. What the hell do they need to see numbers for? They don't know what numbers are, right? So sorry. Some people say that. I'm sorry. Don't trust each other. That's where I'm trying to go with that. Here's another one. So anyway, when you get the trust out, it's just like a nice brewing for the war, right? Work stops at 6 p.m. That's number 6. In fact, what you do in your private lives has nothing to do with your work. You should have that mindset where I can do whatever I want. I'm going to go get drunk after 6 o'clock, and I'm going to show up high to work, and I'm going to do whatever, because what does that have to do with my work? I just get paid for the time I'm here, and if I leave, I can be a crackhead, and then I can come back the next day, and I can be fine. Why do people think they have a say in what I do outside of work? Do that, and you're going to have a bunch of idiots immediately. It works great. I promise you. Just going to have a very low-quality human being at the shop. And YOLO, right? That's another one. I love that. YOLO will absolutely destroy your culture. I have this mindset. This is number 7. Winning isn't for guys like us. We're not winners. That's those guys. We'll never get our dreams. That's just TV and Hollywood, man. You can't have dreams. You got to be realistic. Big numbers, that's not us, man. We're always going to be in the dirt. That's just who we are. We're not winners. So have that mindset, so that way you make sure you discourage anyone who starts to dream and make fun of them. Aggressively discourage them, so then they feel like idiots for dreaming, so that they never rise. That's the whole point. There's a whole joke about that, how this guy visited hell and like all these pits people were burning in. There was a guard on top of that. Each pit, so when people would climb, the guard would throw them back in hell. And then he got to this one hole where there was no guard on top, and the guy was like, what's going on with this hole? He's getting a tour. and he's like, oh, this pit, we don't have to put a guard, because when people climb, they just pull each other back. So that's what you should do. Pull each other down. You don't even need someone else to do it. Just be like, hey man, you suck. All right, this is number 8. Do not ever question the leader, because you're gonna hurt his fragile ego, right? Oh, he can't be corrected. So make sure you don't say anything, because he's going to blow up, because he's going to be like, oh, I can't believe you questioned me. And also make sure you also have a fragile ego as well, so that no one questions you, because that's only fair, right? If he's got a fragile ego, you got to have a fragile ego. That way it's even, so that way nobody can correct each other. So that when you make mistakes, you just keep making them. That's just the right thing to do when you want to destroy the culture. Number 9, value skill over attitude. This is great. If someone's got really good a lot of certs, that guy, man, like you can't lose that guy, man. I'm telling you, he's a master tech. The guy that can sell a lot of auto repair that has a crappy attitude and comes late to work, you can't afford to lose that guy, man. What are we gonna do? Like, you gotta just take it. We need these guys. The young kid that has a great attitude, man, you can tell him to go to hell, right? Yeah, he's just got a great attitude. What are you gonna do with that? Just get rid of that guy, right? So I got nothing else to say. That's just what you should do. Number 10. Leaders and aspiring leaders never lead by example. Say it, but never do it. Our little secret. Make sure you tell people to do things that you pretty much never do. Just say it, so make sure that way you sound like you're doing all the right things, but you're actually not doing them. And people will see that, and the moment they see that, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's hypocrisy at the very top, and that just deteriorates the entire organization. In fact, if you just did this part, everything else that I just talked about will follow. Because when you're a hypocrite at the top, everything else falls apart really fast. So this is actually the quick one. If you want to destroy the culture, if you just did this, game over. Really quick. So guys, these are the 10 ways you can destroy your culture. And each one of them will do it on its own. But if you do combinations of them, man, you could do some really cool stuff and have a really, really shitty shop. So I hope that helps on doing that. In fact, if the real lesson here is if you do the opposite of all of these, you will have really good culture. So number 1, never complain. Number 2, always have a common goal. Number 3, make sure you seek confrontation and that you never let problems pile up and you get uncomfortable, have those conversations. Number 4, you should always train, always do meetings, always take them seriously. Number 5, always be transparent, share all the numbers, trust each other like your lives depend on it, because they do, because nobody cares about you outside of this building and in the world. Truthfully, nobody cares about you making more money. Number 6, work does not stop at 6 p.m. Work, in fact, starts at 6 p.m. because when you go home and how you behave at home and what you do outside of work will determine how far you go in life. It's extremely important you understand that. Number 7, have the mindset that winning is in fact for us. We were born winners. This is our right. This is our responsibility, and this is our beauty. Winning is in fact yours, and you have to go take it every single day. It belongs to you and you only and your team only. Number 8, never be afraid to question the leader. The leader is just another man. He is just as fallible, and he's not as strong as the team. The team comes before the leader, and it is your job as a team member to hold him accountable, just like it's his job and the rest of the team's job to hold you accountable. Never be afraid to question the leader. I don't care if you started yesterday, you can question me. That is your job. That's what you signed up to do. Number 9, attitude will always trump skill. Hunger, desire, and attitude will kill skill 7 days a week and absolutely tear it apart. We've seen it happen, we've done it, and we keep doing it. Skill doesn't stand a chance towards guys that have good attitude and work as a team. So never put the guy that has skill on a pedestal. Always put the people that have the greatest attitude and the greatest hunger on a pedestal, because over time they're going to tear apart those guys that are skilled with bad attitude. If you're skilled with good attitude, you should continue to put attitude on a pedestal, because without attitude you would not have your skill. Number 10, leaders, my friends, my brothers. Lead by example. Never ask someone to do something that you won't do. Always show it before you say it, so that when people look at you, they're like, yes, makes sense. Now I understand what he said, because I've been watching him do it for months. I hope this helps, guys. This is how you build a world-class killer culture company that nobody can mess with. Again, it isn't about auto repair. It's about winning. Hope this helps. Thank you very much. See ya.